Joining us now, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs. Okay, Congressman, sit tight. We're going to show this press pool camera shot that was accidentally captured on video. The president has been using a gigantic teleprompter with very large typeface that he still struggles to read. Stick on that shot. This is when he went to the border. You're going to be at the Thursday State of the Union address. How long do you expect the president's address to last? I mean, he's been going at about an hour and 5 minutes or so. Trump goes at about an hour and 20 minutes. So what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, certainly President Biden's stamina is weaker. His cognitive ability has been deteriorating. And it's noticeable not just to people like you and I. It's noticeable to the world. It's noticeable to the public. And, you know, who knows how long he'll go. My guess is they're going to try to prime him up and get him ready to go to take about an hour. That's what I would expect him to go. I wouldn't expect him to go much further than that. I don't think he's capable of going much further than that. And even with that big print, Liz, you're going to hear some word salad stuff from time to time because he's incapable of actually staying focused, and he's also incapable of staying on script.
You know, AP North poll, about 6 in 10 said they're not very or not at all confident in the president's mental capability to serve another term. New York Times Siena poll, Biden is losing ground with key Democrat constituencies. Women, black voters, Hispanic voters, voters under 30, workers without college degrees. What do you think?
Well, certainly part of it is his mental capacity or the challenges that he has. I mean, we all see it. We all feel that. And by the way, we feel that he's not actually in charge. I can't tell you how many people come up and tell me who's really running the country, and it's his cabinet. They enjoy the fiefdoms. But beyond that, I mean, it's just as the previous report was, you know, the economy remains bad. He tells you that the economy is good, so he's not telling the truth. I mean, I just paid $2 more a gallon last night for gas than I paid when Trump was in. You can't go to the grocery store. I'm still paying $3.5, $4.5 for a loaf of bread. Those are the things we all feel. And then you add that to the questions about his cognitive ability. And I just think it's normal for people, Americans in particular, because we're not stupid, to say, this guy's not in charge. Who is in charge? And why are things so bad?
Yeah, let's watch Hillary Clinton. You're going to hear the media say, you know what, just accept it. Joe Biden is old. You're going to watch the president saying he's being told to actually stand on a pre-designated mark at events. He's told to stand at these events. You're going to see him holding note cards, too. You see that increasingly in private events as well with donors. Democrat donors have been raising concerns about this. Watch this.
Somebody the other day said to me, Zerlina, well, but, you know, Joe Biden's old. I said, you know what? Joe Biden is old. Let's go ahead and accept the reality. Joe Biden is old.
Right now, but we're going to see if we can clear that up.
We appreciate that.
Unfortunately, he can't get any younger, so there's not that much that they can do about it.
Trump headed to Eagle Pass, and Biden headed to Brownsville. It was Cassidy versus the Sundown Kid. And Biden was fired up.
We're the United States of America.
Nailed it. He knew exactly where we are. Yes. He knew what country we were in. Bang, boom. This is the United States of America.
That was Jon Stewart there. Your reaction, Congressman?
Well, as funny as that is, it's also very sad, but I think it's true. I mean, the good news is he found his mark. He knew where we were. But I'm not sure what else he knows about policy, what's going on. And when I hear rumors coming out of the White House, it's always that his cabinet officials are around him. I mean, how about this? Secretary Austin doesn't even talk to him on a daily basis. And quite frankly, why would he? And so I think it's something we should all be concerned about, for sure, for sure.
Congressman Biggs, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Liz.